Alright, hello everyone, it's me Barky and I'm here with another video for Rimworld Alpha 18, and this is about the new biomes that were added in by the patch. So obviously there were 3 new biomes by the name of Tropical Swamp, Temperate Swamp, and Cold Bog, and you can see exactly what they look like over here. So this is a tropical swamp, and you can see the difference in terrain almost between that and a normal rainforest. But if I take a look over here at the Temperate Swamp, you can see it's a little bit rougher, almost a little bit darker, which is nice. I like to see stuff like that. And then the third one is the Cold Bog. So that's pretty cool. So let's take a look at what their descriptions are. So the Tropical Swamp is a thick jungle with lots of marsh and mud, difficult movement, little space to build heavy structures, aggressive animals, and constant diseases make living here a nightmare. You can also see the average disease frequency for this tile at least is 2.0 per year, which is pretty heavy actually. It's quite a bit. Next up we have the Temperate Swamp. Extremely dense vegetation and marshy terrain make it very difficult to move around here and build big structures. Many species of animals live in this area, so that's pretty interesting. Obviously temperature variation is going to change per tile, but the disease frequency for the Temperate Swamp is 1.3 per year. And in the Cold Bog, a wetland with few animals but lush vegetation. There's much more undergrowth and less trees than in typical swamps. Most of the land here can't support heavy structures, which makes it difficult to survive. Now, I don't know what that actually means. Can't support heavy structures, I guess we'll have to see. It's probably like too much mud and stuff like that, but the disease frequency is just under 1 a year, so this is actually a pretty nice place to chill. If you compare that to a tropical rainforest, which has 2 per year as well, you know, there's something not that big of a deal. You'd think it would be a lot more. Alright, so let's take a look at the Tropical Swamp. Let's just spawn in with a random crew of people. Unfortunately, these people will have very short lives anyways. And we spawn in and we can see straight away we are gifted with a lot of mud. Look how much mud there is on the map, and trees. Obviously, that's a massive deal. These are all trees, by the way. To those people who haven't played with Alpha 18 yet, these are all maple trees. They're red looking. You can see they're just spammed across the map everywhere. Everywhere you look, there are just tons and tons of trees and mud. This is an incredibly hard map to play on, from what I can see, because you're just confined in certain ways to this sort of like mud, shallow water, swamp everywhere, which means that heavy structures according to the game is like just normal buildings, walls and stuff like that. So for example, if you were to build a base in this area, it wouldn't actually be too bad, because raiders would have to walk across shallow water and mud, which obviously has a walk speed of 52% to get to you. So I guess it makes things a little bit easier and a little bit harder. It comes down to how you play. But yeah, it is obscene how much traffic of trees you get in this map, or in this biome in general. You just get trees everywhere. You'll have an excess of wood for the entire game, pretty much, unless you are playing in a really cold place. But yeah, you should have an excess of wood forever, which means your wealth will spike early, which I don't think is a big deal because it's wood. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, it's still very interesting. Alright, so let's go take a look at the next biome. Alright, so next up we have the Temperate Swamp. I just want to show this off quickly. The Lesser Menino Swamp. This is what I really love about Alpha 18. Look at the different biomes and how they sort of mesh into each other. So we have temperate forest over here, tropical rainforest over there, and then it sort of blends into the swamp. And this is the tropical swamp, and around the tropical swamp you have a temperate swamp, and you can just see it just looks so cool. And then as you're going into the rainforest, and the rainforest slowly dries out, you get into the arid shrubland. And then obviously it's normal after there, like extreme desert, normal desert and stuff like that. But it's just so nice to see that swamp sort of fit in well. This is what I imagine a swamp would look like in real life. Maybe not this massive, but you know, it sort of take this formation. Anyways, the next biome we have is the Temperate Swamp. So let's take a look at that, because I think this one is very similar to the Tropical Swamp. Yeah, so it is very similar to the Tropical Swamp, although apparently the Tropical Swamp have a lot more man-hunting animals, or animals that just are really aggressive according to its description. I don't know if that affects it in-game or not, but yeah. But as you can see, it just has lots of trees everywhere. The mud looks, you know, pretty much the same. It's just thick chunks of mud everywhere. Lots and lots of trees, so you have to take... You will take a massive amount of time to actually walk through this forest to get anywhere. Let's actually just take a look at that. So this is how the path thing says it'll be the cheapest way to get there in terms of speed. And you can see how long it's going to take them. Seriously, massive amount of time. It's crazy. Yeah, so pretty much in this map, if you're playing on a harder difficulty or on a colder biome and stuff like that, you're pretty much guaranteed to have to settle down near where you spawn. Luckily, they had a geyser here, so that would actually be pretty good. But yeah, alright, so let's go take a look at the Cold Bog. Alright, so here we have the Cold Bog. This one has a river and hills on it, so I'm just going to go for a normal default one, but I think most of these biomes would look very cool with the river going through them, or mountains and stuff like that. I think it would look awesome. Let's go. Let's take a look at the new Cold Bog Biome. And as you can see, very similar, but still equally awesome. You can just see that there's a lot more of this marshy soil coming around the sides here. The mud is still very prevalent, as are the trees and stuff like that. But, you know, they're all defined as swamp biomes, so you shouldn't expect too crazy of a difference. But yeah, this is really, really cool. I love the new swamp biomes. I really, really do, except I prefer the Temperate Swamp. But, you know, this looks awesome. This is a great place to start a new playthrough and stuff like that. Yeah, maple trees look great, by the way. So this is the Cold Bog. Not overly different. Obviously, temperature will be the main difference. You probably won't find many cold bogs next to a desert, for example. But still awesome. Very, very cool. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be putting out many more Alpha 18 videos, just going over all the patch notes and stuff like that. So feel free to hang out and watch those if you want to. But yeah, we just arrived and it's already started raining, being foggy. It's crazy, man. I can't wait to see the modding scene for this mod. I mean, for this patch. It's crazy. Anyways, have an amazing day, everyone. Bye-bye.